Man, Kaiserreich Kitty has seen quite a lot of things. He probably recently saw how long this took me to set up. Hello viewers, and welcome to a new Darkest How to Wine Game video. This time, I'll be diving once more into the world of Kaiserreich, the legacy of the Valkyrie. If you guys have noticed either by the name or by the thumbnail of the video, I'm going to be playing as the German Empire with a twist. The fun part about this challenge is that I made it so that every country that can become a syndicalist or socialist one through events becomes one with a 99% chance. Why not 100? Well, because the game kept crashing when I put 100. Also, I couldn't edit Russia's files because they just crashed all the time.
Kind of like the government in the 20th century.
I'm going to have to form Soviet Russia through console cheats. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty fun Endsieg scenario where I just sit in the middle and fight off syndicalism as Germany. Also, I want to thank each and every one of you for subscribing, because in late May, the channel actually achieved 200 subscribers, which is 100 more than it was back in early March. I have a special video planned for this, which is going to take quite a while to make, so just bear with me. Also, before I continue, the guys at the Darkest Hour modding server tried to help me with Russia, so I'm just going to link the Discord server in the comment next to mine. If you like my content, leave a like and subscribe to the channel, it motivates me to make much more of it. And without wasting any more time, let's jump straight into this video.
The world of Kaiserreich, where Germany replaced the United Kingdom as the empire which the sun never sets upon. However, I think a slightly different thing will crash on the empire pretty soon. Of course, as Germany we have a lot of possessions around the world, though we'll have to remove all the soldiers from them and just pump our mainland with them, because most of the action will be happening here, obviously. Of course, my modding skills are not perfect, so I'll have to force a few events here and there. Technology tab looks like this, so it's nothing special. Kind of like built-in Paradox Games tutorials. When it comes to policies, I'm obviously going hot lobby, and I wish to remove this guy. I think this one will do very well. Since we won't be partaking in any wars, I'm going to choose the guy that gives less supply consumption. And this guy also needs to be changed because he's kinda bad. There we go, a perfect cabinet. Oh, why would we ever listen to centrists? Let's do the opposite of what they say.
As you can probably tell, centrists are slime who stand for nothing and have no conviction.
Oh well, who would have thought that would happen? Hello, Mr. Von Papen. I've been waiting for this. Since we made Russia cough up the lunch money, I can turn them Bolshevik now. Yeah, I'll wait for the payment first before I can enact this. Or why would Mr. Going use the budget for his own personal gain? Well, let's thoroughly investigate this. This may or may not have been the crash I was talking about. I mean, I get it, we need to stop the red, but that plus 1% IC modifier is not going to be the way to do it. I'm pretty sure nothing was found. Of course, the market needs to recover by itself. We can't have a centralized economy. That sounds pretty syndicalist. Well, let's invest into Eastern Poland. Honestly, this is the first time I've ever seen Soviet Russia have this much dissent in the national provinces. How did they accomplish that? I'm guessing they made vodka pretty expensive. Not really a helicopter daddy, so sink or swim. Yeah, sure. Will protect ya. The very first result of my labor. I did expect them to turn radical socialist after I tampered with the events a bit, so this is one country down. Or should I say one country in the down under? Yeah, I mean, why not give them the green light? I mean, Mid Africa is green already. At least something good is coming out of all of this. Yeah, sure, why not anger the natives? Who cares about our neighbors? We must protect our own peasants rather than the peasants of those people. And I'm just getting close to knocking my dissent down. I mean, if this overpowered modifier keeps stacking, then maybe I'm fine with it. Who would have thought that this would be a good read in this universe as well? Although go the Ruskies civilizing Central Asia, I get the feeling this is going to bite me back later on. I'm quite surprised it took this long for Romania to nationalize the oil fields. I'm just gonna give it autonomy. Well, this would be better due to the IC efficiency. I don't want to have infinite dissent forever. The game really doesn't want me to remove all my dissent now, does it? Can you just appreciate how Mr. Mackinson worked until he was 86 years old? Now that's a mad lad if I've ever seen one. We finally get to choose what doctrine to go with. And yeah, let's thoroughly investigate them again. Are you for real? Well, since Mr. Goring can't lay out the morphine and donuts, I'm just going to do this. Oh, so the American Civil War has kicked off. I'm going to do a bit of meddling. Okay, so I switched to normal America, and I'm going to disband a few doctrines. Instead, make them research manpower focus. And same for Mr. Huey Long. And finally back to our home country. Oh, who cares about affairs? I guess let's put Canaris as Minister of Intelligence. Well, we do have problems of our own. I think I'm gonna favor the Austrians. I guess since Liberia wants to be part of Middle Europa, let's give them to Middle Africa. Oh gosh, imagine being a puppet of a puppet. Also, I'm quite curious to see who will win this. My money is on the Hungarians. While I am favoring the Austrians, I do need the money. I can do so many things, but why should I? I think these guys will be the best choice, honestly. Oh, this is going to be wonderful. I would never decline basically 3 panzer divisions. It seems that the Spanish Civil War has also happened. I'm gonna help them as well. I'm gonna make it so that the Sindhis have an amazing chance of winning. Oh, I demanded a third of the conquered territory and the AOG received it. How beautiful. You know, I'm quite surprised that the Austrians managed to pull this off. Oh man, this is cursed. Romania is taking on the Danubian Federation and actually doing fine. The American Civil War is going about as well as they thought it would, but the Spanish one is going I guess I'm gonna have to help them out a bit. Besides helping the Spanish out, I also made every country that should have went syndicalist by legitimate means. So now I have to deal with Netherlands and the Ukraine and Scandinavia and the full-powered Socialist Republic of Italy. This is going to be a bit more interesting than it should be. And just like that, we've done more for the Irish than the British have done in centuries. How old go those trans-Caucasians? Why? I think we're doing alright. How dare you leave me, AOG? Well, I guess gotta invest somewhere else because the Qing decided to be mean. Oh gosh, why is Ulster revolting? And I'm in a war now. Well, that didn't last long. Yeah, why not invest into Ethiopia, just in case Italy gets some ideas. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, finally we have recovered. So the Third International is at war with the Entente, and that kind of sounds like now my business. Well, it's safe to say I'm not particularly ready. I understand the Frenchies. This region is much more important than Dansk. Well, let's start this out. For some odd reason, the Ruskies are not particularly interested in entering, so I'll have to change that. Okay, excellent. I have the Ruskies against me now. Okay, so my plan will be to take the Netherlands, knock out France as soon as possible, and then focus on Russia and Ukraine. Kind of what Germany did in real life. Honestly, this actually helps me out quite a bit. Oh gosh, no, Denmark, what did you get yourself into? I'm doing very well against the Netherlands, and I managed to Dunkirk the Commune of France, so they are in a fair bit of trouble. Russia, however, does not really have too many troops against me. I'm guessing it is due to their little escapades in Asia. And 21 French soldiers have fallen in Calais. How amazing. Unsurprisingly, the first nation to fall is the Netherlands. Yeah, I'm gonna remain in control for a little bit, because I don't trust them. Well, good news is I managed to perform another encirclement in Dunkirk and Calais, but kinda broke through here, and I don't like that. Honestly, this encirclement was a complete accident, because they invaded Longwy while the troops were in Nancy. I pushed them back and encircled a few troops. So I'm going to use it to my advantage. 4 divisions, not too bad. Unlike the Frenchies, I have quite a bit of manpower. I've decided I'll train them a bit of it and then just advance full force. Okay, this is the last encirclement that I'll do on the Frenchies because the Russians are knocking at my door and I do not like it at all. Okay, another encirclement that I'm putting to relatively good use, as if 10 supplies are gonna do anything. Okay, so good news is that we took Paris and we seem to be making slow and steady gains in France, but the bad news is that yeah, the fate of France is sealed at this point, since I've encircled so many of the divisions and they seem to be out of manpower. However, Russia is a slightly different problem, and I hope they won't attack me here. I've constructed some militia with my remaining manpower, and I do hope that they'll do the job. Okay, perfect. France is dead. I've annexed them finally, but the problem is that the Ruskies have broken through, and I'm going to partition France by setting up a puppet government. Because I want a single strong country to defend me. Kaiserreich indeed. I believe this will be a pretty good place to leave the video off. In all honesty, I thought it would be a bit more interesting because I have literally every syndicalist country ever coming at me, and it was more of a race against time, apparently. Since the Russians were knocking at my door and I had to take the Frenchies out ASAP before the Soviets could take Berlin or any other important cities. Since I have defeated the French, I just only have, so after defeating the French, I'll just have to deal with the Russians, British, Spanish, Italians, and Americans, who, in all honesty, should not be too difficult to deal with. So if you guys want a part 2 of this, just comment down below. If you guys will want it, then I'll gladly make a part 2. So I hope everyone enjoyed the video, thank you for the view, and I'll see each and every one of you in whatever next I plan on doing. Goodbye.